Is a thermal imaging camera. Why would we use a thermal imaging camera inside of a ghost hunt? Right, thank you. Cold spots, he was correct. Sorry, he beat you to the punch. So you guys should be able to see me in there, the red, orange, and yellow guy. So this is a FLIR thermal imaging camera. That's why I was kind of asking you, like, what kind of thermal imaging did you use before? Most companies will not put this expensive camera inside of their guests' hands. They will use the cheaper version. It's usually about 50, 60 bucks. Yeah, I'm not that guy. You have one of those? Yeah. A little white guy with a little circular end? Yeah. So with this one, this is what firemen would use to actually go in and help save people. This is what they throw on their phone to run into a burning building. So it's the real deal. It's not a phone app you guys can download. I make the joke about the red, orange, and yellow in there because that means I'm the hottest thing inside the frame right now. There's more ladies than guys here. I can outrun you guys. So you guys get the point.
I've noticed that all week. There's nothing but women here.
Actually, I believe it. Most of the people I see are women. It's really, I mean, again, when I say dragged husband, that's usually the case. Like, that's a common thing for me to see. So anyway, we're looking for those cold spots, which are going to be blue and black. That's the way I have this guy set up. And we're always going to have blue and black in here because obviously glass is going to be much cooler than, say, a metal sign or, you know, our skin, so forth and so on. I'm looking for those blue and black areas to either take shape or to start moving on their own. When I say take shape, I want a head, shoulders, moving arms, and legs. That's what I'm looking for. That's what we've caught with this guy in the past. Now, I also have this guy set up with a blue dot. The blue dot is there to show you the coldest spot in the frame at that particular moment. It's about 61 degrees out here, ambient for us, if I recall, maybe 62 degrees. So I'm going to be looking for 15 plus degree temperature drops out of that, which is going to bring us down to what, about 47, 48 degrees? Am I doing my math right? Yep. Sorry, English guy. So I got to get myself corrected. So about 48 degrees out of that blue dot. It's going to be on your screen the entire time in your video because you will get this full video back. And she's looking for it right now. I'm going to put it on so there's windows in there. Should be bouncing around on a piece of glass right now.
Just the frame.
Yep.
The frame of the window.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, so it's just kind of bouncing around on top of there. So with this guy, kind of gets a gist of how to watch that thing.
Okay.
So welcome to a parking lot, everybody. Congrats. You made it. Told you I'd take you to weird spots. This used to be something relevant to the history of Charleston. By the way, definitely keep an eye out on your meter. We start getting odd spikes in this location.
7.1.
Perfect.
For 1 split second.
Yep, and that's what you want. So
3.1.
now you're not going to give me anything below a 7.1. You're going to keep raising the bar. I have to write all these numbers down. We don't need a whole notebook full of numbers and any report.
Got it.
So again, 7.1 is our new baseline. So I'll take the 3.1 because it is above 2.5. So you get the point. So let me explain what that numbers. Oh my God, that's going to be so annoying. Stop the recording. It's just for me because I have to talk over it. Let me explain EMF real quick, just before we actually get into it, since we already had a couple of slight readings. That thing measures electricity in the air. If you were to put Julie's device behind your TV set, which, by the way, have I screwed up anybody's name yet? I think I'd be able to know. All right, so put it behind your TV set, about 40 to 60 milligauss is what you'll see out of that. The little blinky light device
9
that I just pulled out earlier and put it away only goes to 25. You wouldn't even get a reading out of it that's accurate if you were to put it behind your TV set. Put that thing next to your microwave when it's heating up your food, about 150 to 170. The highest we've ever seen that guy go was about a month, maybe a month and a half ago now. It errored out 3 times and stayed in triple digits. We got the hell out of here. The reason why, I actually have epilepsy. There's too much electricity in the air for the guy with a neurological disorder. That's why I called her my safety director. You guys got the point? So I figure she's my chatty Cathy. She's definitely going to let me know when things are going on. So, sorry, Julie, I'm going to pick on you all night now.
That's all right.
Now, so this place, where are we? We're in a parking lot. But it used to be, creating stickmen for you guys, just so you guys have to know that. But this place used to be the Charles and Eliza Pinckney Mansion. Their mansion actually sat in the front of this space, facing East Bay Street. Eliza's garden was lined up with Five Church Restaurant and came all the way across. We are standing in the servant and slave quarters for the home. So that's the layout of the land. So who the hell were these people? Charles and Eliza had a son named Charles, and they had a nephew named Charles. That's 3 Chucks, in case nobody was paying attention. That's why we look for secondary clues. I need to know, in the event that Renee's hears the name Charles, that we have a secondary clue so I know which one it is, so we know how to address them. You guys getting the point on that?
Are they going to say Charles 1, Charles 2, Charles 3?
No, but you'll have, there's different things about the different Charleses that obviously might be their birthday, or so forth and so on. It'll be a secondary clue so we know which one it is. It might even say Charles' father, which means it was Eliza's husband. So we'll kind of get those ones. Now, son and the nephew are signers of the Constitution for South Carolina. It's a big deal for us, but I hate politics more than everybody here combined. So we're going to move on. If I don't give those gentlemen that recognition, by the way, they'll do it for me in a very nasty manner through one of the spirit boxes. So I just give it to them every night and we move on. I've heard it. You guys chuckle, but when you get a nasty message that goes over 13 radio stations that says, please just leave us alone, yeah, you kind of have to heed that warning a little bit and kind of give this place a break. It is a real thing. So, and not to discount your chuckle, because it is a chuckle, but again, you guys get the point.
11.5.
11.5, 9.1, and 7.1. Got it. Am I wrong on the 9?
You said
It was 7391.
7191-115. Got it. I'll write those down in a second. We're going to talk about Eliza real quick, and then we're going to spread you guys out. I'll give you impromptu questions. I'll do a couple of round robins with everybody, and then we'll circle back here so I can give you all the answers to show you how it all tied together. Now, Eliza married Charles at a young age according to today's standards. I say it slowly because if you're going to ask her how old she was when she got married, do not expect numbers from the colonial days that she came from when young ladies got married at the ages of 12 and 14. Think of today's standards. She would have been considered an old maid, by the way, during these times, to be married at that age. And I tell it like that because her husband was over double her age. It was creepy then, it's creepy now. And I don't think I have that age gap among the couples that we actually have here, so I think I'm safe.
12-7.
Nice. By the way, the average spike for here is between 18 to 22, so we're getting closer. So you guys get the point. Chris is looking at me like, oh my God, what the hell is happening right now? I'm trying to get you guys to work, is what I'm trying to do. Back to Eliza. She married her husband, Charles, because her father was over in England. He thinks he's dying. He's trying to bring all his children home one last time so he could see them. Eliza didn't believe he was dying, so she stayed put right here and got married. See, a lot of yawns. I'm going to try to speed through this. Again, history can be long. So she stayed here, got married, and it's 1744, because you don't get married in that year to get a green card, everybody. We are not a country yet. It is not a thing. So she did marry Charles out of true love. This is a true love story. There's nothing horrific here at all, so please be respectful when we do spread out. Just kind of keep that in mind. And it is a prominent English woman you will be speaking to. Anyway, Eliza was correct. Dad didn't die right away. And instead, he starts sending her gifts from England to where you're standing. One of those gifts happens to be the plant seeds of indigo. That's a plant that makes blue dye that makes your blue jeans blue. Some of you have it on right now, and that's how we use it. When she got her seeds, she didn't know what to do with them. She had to learn from the servants and slaves how to keep it cultivated because it's obviously not warm here all the time. So when she learned how to keep it going, she learned how to make the dye here and moved it to a cash crop down by the Stono River, got a hold of Dad and told him that the rice plantations are going downhill. We're going to make a killing with this indigo. And we now have an international businesswoman during colonial days. It's something absolutely unheard of, something to be celebrated. So, that's the boring business stuff of Eliza. Your guys' John's proved that. So let's get into the weird shit, because that's why you guys are here. So what's going to happen is with every spirit box, I'm going to give you guys a set of impromptu questions. If you decide to go rogue and ask your own questions, be respectful, no yes, no questions. You guys got the point, right? So we're going to start off with Renee and Tony. You guys are going to have the same set of questions based on the type of spirit box that you have. So you're going to be asking about Eliza's death. So she's pretty open about it. The common questions we get answers to: her age of death, how she died, where she's buried, what president was a pallbearer at her funeral. Yeah, if that doesn't tell you how important this young lady is, I don't know what will. My next spirit box, where's that? So your word list, you're going to be kind of going after Eliza's maiden name. We're going to keep it nice and simple. Reason why is because she's the second wife named Eliza from Charles back to back. So his first wife died in January. 5 months later, he married the one I just told you about. So kind of a jerk move if you really think about it. They were both named Eliza and both had a maiden name that started with the letter L. Figure out which Eliza we're dealing with by asking about her maiden name. I know, right? Last but not least, you guys are going to be asking about the mansion. It's not here. The cars are in place of where the mansion once stood. So ask what happened to it. If you get what happened, we will commonly get 2 or 3 numbers from the exact date of when that tragedy occurred. I'm giving you a clue that it was indeed a tragedy. I want everybody to keep in mind with the 2 cameras and the, what do we got, 4 communication devices plus my voice recording device. If you guys are asking a question, I could get the answer here. Chris can get it on his camera. You guys are getting the point. It can go anywhere. Even if it was just 2 people and it would just say, you know, Tiffany and Josh were the only ones here, we would still have a minimum of 2 communication devices. I would have some in my pockets to make sure we're verifying what's actually happening. So that way we never know where it's actually going to go. Has anybody heard or seen anything before I spread you guys out?
Nope. So what, will mine pick up a car?
Oh yeah. If it's in front of something else, yes, absolutely.
So mine, I'm just looking for, obviously, temperature drop. So then if I see something that's not us, it'll be like a blue color instead of this
hoping that
orange
it's going to be a blue color, and it is forming. You have to
Okay.
remember, it's manifesting is the right term to use
Okay.
there. So it will be almost like growing into the shape of a person.
Okay.
But again, you're also kind of keeping an eye on the blue dot. And I'll be honest with yours, with it being such a small camera, I do send these videos to YouTube, so that way I can watch them on a large screen. You guys are going to watch them on your TV, right? So, I mean, I'm not always following up with that camera because, again, it's not always a real-time thing. Chris is, on the other hand, nice big screen. We're getting ready to update that one to an iPad.
26.3.
Wow. I gotta write those down before I forget them all. But again, if I'm not following up with you, I'm going to be more following up with what you guys are hearing on the spirit box. So that's basically, you're the videographer, but you're kind of doubling up because I want you to use your ears for that guy as well. So you guys are going to be working together for sure.
Okay.
So we had a 3171 11.5.
I also had a 14.4 when you were talking earlier.
And what was the last one you said? 26.3? So baseline now is just going to be everything above 25. Fair?
Okay.
All right. So I don't think I have to keep anybody behind. Have you heard anything yet? No, I know you were trying to focus on me because you were
Elbow surgery.
Surgery. One in one ear and then I'm
Right.
listening to this.
I know it's not easy to do for as fast as I talk. So when we do spread out, cameras just stay away from the vehicles. That's everybody stay away from the vehicles. It looks like we got about 7 or 8 of them in here still. We've got plenty of little pockets where we can explore. I'll do a round robin with everybody. So I'm going to keep this Julie with me for just a minute so I can show her how to, look at that list when obviously she's in between and I'm with somebody else. So everybody else, go spread out, have fun, quit yawning, and let's.
Do you want me to tell you the number as I have it, or just remember them as I go?
When I come do my round robins, unless you see something in triple digits, that's the only
So
time
if I
you need
see
to come.
something
Got it.
that then
Is there a mansion here? Someone used to live here? Is anyone there?
Can you hear us?
We don't want to harm you. We just want to communicate with you. We come in peace. Someone used to live here? I was told a tragedy happened here. What happened? Is there a house here? Was there a tragedy that happened here?
Did they say yes? I don't know if a radio station is coming. Should ask it another question. So you should ask it another question.
Can you tell me what happened here? My name is Josh, and this is Tiffany. And we just want to communicate with you. You said both.
Yeah.
Hope you guys are doing well. Just want to say hello.
I don't know if a radio station's been coming. Do you think? You should ask them.
There was a, what's that?
I said it sounds like a radio station is trying to come in.
It is.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is, exactly. But they manipulate what comes through the radio, the frequency of the radio, and make words come out.
So where are you?
Huh?
Where are you?
Where are you? I mean, where are you?
To them.
Oh, that was you. I was told there was a tragedy that happened here. What happened? Can you tell me?
Both?
I said, I heard there was a tragedy that happened here, and I was going to ask, like, what happened, and it said, oh no, like, real loud.
Okay.
And also, I introduced myself and Tiffany. I said, my name's Josh, this is Tiffany.
Mm-hmm.
And it said both, as in two. And
So
that's,
you're seeing very conversational pieces.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
So no facts that I can say, oh, here's a link that
Right,
said
right.
both. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Other
Yeah.
than the fact that you actually
I
heard.
heard free cash, but I don't know, because it was a mansion, money's involved, I don't know, but...
But you don't know how much cash was involved.
Right,
with
right,
whatever
yeah,
questions are-
yeah.
So it just depends on if like something was missed on another spirit box. I mean, what happens to the mansion caused X amount of dollars of damage. So, you know, we might just need the word cash. Now,
Okay.
with the other spirit boxes, they're going to be much more slowed down. So what I normally tell them, like if they hear long phrases, like just remember if you ask what color is a big red barn and you hear Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer come through, I don't need Rudolph the nosed reindeer.
Just
need the
red.
red. So we might get those like intermixed message. It's up to us to find what the key words are.
Okay.
Now with yours, you're going to get those minimalistic type things. That's why I gave you the simple terms about the mansion. So we normally only get like 1 to 3 syllables out of that thing at a time. So I always make sure like the questions I throw at that thing are pretty simple things.
Okay.
But obviously things we can validate.
Okay.
So kind of keep that in mind.
Absolutely.
But again, I mean, you're doing the exact right thing. You know, trying not to handle the camera itself. I seen you holding it delicately. That thing will fall out of there, just so you know, because it's just
Okay.
an attachment. But I mean, you're on the right track. Just nice slow movements. You know, keep listening in. Obviously, I'm going to do probably a full round robin with everybody else, just to kind of see what's going on, and then we'll kind of wrap this up. I'll pull everybody to the back to see what we have going on.
Okay.
So we do have some things from Big John so far. So we'll kind of see how that ties in. If you guys are hearing other things.
And you said,
Okay.
you said the lady that used to live here that in the mansion was Elizabeth?
Eliza.
Eliza, I'm sorry. Okay, Eliza.
It's okay.
Okay.
I know that's not a common name we hear every day.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are likely want to call her Elisa as well.
Elisa,
I hear
okay.
that from like teenagers because I have a northern accent. So if I get the southerners, they think I said Elisa, and I'm like, I don't know where that came from because I would
said
say
Eliza.
it with Elisa, like that specific tone
Yeah.
on that syllable.
Yeah.
But I'm just again, I see it from teenagers all the time.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you're on the right track. Eliza.
Okay. Okay. Hello, is Eliza there? My name is Josh. This is Tiffany.
Right here.
Eliza? Are you there, Eliza? If you're there, we just want to say hello. You want to communicate with me?
Mansion.
He said, shut up.
Yeah.
whore."
Oh.
I'm not kidding. Did you not hear that? Did you hear that?
I did, yeah.
Oh. Can you repeat that? Let's make sure. Is Eliza there?
Do you miss your mansion?
Do you miss your home you used to live in?
Say marriage.
Marriage?
Yeah,
Why?
because I got married. Remember?
Did y'all get married in this mansion?
Goodbye.
Eliza, are you there? Just want to say hello to you. Or anybody. Is there any other spirit out there that wants to communicate with us?
Hello. I don't know what he said.
What's your favorite part of Charleston?
Yeah.
Remember, I was asking about Eliza.
Okay.
And it said shut up whore. Like she heard
It's a
it
little
too.
rash for an
Yeah,
English woman, right?
it said shut up, and then it, like 1 second later it said whore. So, but that's what we heard.
Okay.
But yeah, other than that, no, not yet.
All right, I'm gonna follow up with Tony real quick, and then I'm gonna pull us to the back, and I'll kind of show you like what we actually have going on.
Okay.
Okay. That's hilarious.
That is hilarious. I'm assuming they're talking to you. I don't know. Maybe
They were talking to you, not me.
Is Eliza there? You want to say hello? Are you saying anything? I was told a tragedy happened. Can you tell me what happened? At the mansion that used to be here?
He moves down here. Have you guys ever been down here before? You guys okay, so you've been down this alley, so you know the story?
Not this alley.
Really?
We did a ghost tour, but we were in an
I don't
alley, but I
remember
can't
going-
remember which one.
I don't
It was
remember
this
going
one.
It was this.
It was
Okay,
for sure.
it was
Okay.
very similar. to this
99%
one.
it was this one.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so, because it's actually, I think, one of the few that's actually within the confines of where we are actually allowed to go, because there are restrictions. But anyway, Dr. Ladd, he moves down here because he's supposed to get married to his fiancee, Amanda. Amanda just inherited a bunch of money from her dead parents, and she has an attorney helping her out with all of this cash. The attorney thinks that Dr. Ladd is just after Amanda's money, so he tells Amanda to get rid of the doctor. So he comes here to Charleston to prove that he's not after her money. And on his way into town, the coachman he had set him up to be robbed and killed. It's kind of like having a really bad Uber driver today. Yeah, really bad Uber driver. He's getting a 1 star. But anyway, so there was somebody walking by and seeing what was about to happen. The person walking by was named Ralph Isaacs. I say his name slowly because he has the same initials as where the doctor came from. Rhode Island, Ralph Isaacs. We were getting the letters RI all the time on your guys' spirit boxes, so I bought a new device. It's called an Envoy. It's basically a digital Ouija board. So anytime there's an EMF spike, it gives us letters. That's how it works. We've had the letters RI show up here specifically whenever I bring up Ralph's name about half a dozen times in the past year that I've had it. The device is not always productive, so it is not always my first choice to bring out, especially with a group this size. I wait till I have 10 to 12. Moving on. Ralph tells the doctor, dude, I know this guy, the coachman. He's going to try to kill you. Come with me. I got friends at 59 Church Street. You can stay with them. They have a room for rent. Doc took him up on the offer. The two gentlemen became friends. The longer the doctor stays here, the more money he's making. He's proving his point. He's not after Amanda's money. Amanda gets wind of this. She's moving down so they can be married. And Dr. Ladd then became known as the Whistling Doctor. It's another reason why I was going to take this story out of my route. It's a giant cliche. Every haunted city you're ever going to visit has a cliched whistling ghost. We all have one. Ours just happens to be a doctor. Yes, that was a joke. You guys didn't find it funny. Renee did. She was waiting for it. But again, it's the reason why I was going to take this out, because I hate cliches. Let's get on to the duel. Ralph and Dr. Ladd go see plays together. They can't sit next to each other because the doctor makes more money. That's the hierarchy of Charleston. He gets better seats. So, on the way home from seeing Richard III, they're arguing over the new actress that they just saw that was here in town. Doc thought she was great. Ralph didn't. The argument turns into Ralph insulting the doctor's fiancee back home in Rhode Island. It got really ugly, and they went their separate ways. I already told you Ralph has friends around here, so he goes to his friends at the newspaper and places an ad in the paper telling the whole city of Charleston what he thinks of the doctor. Kind of a you're a disgrace to society kind of bullshit. Doc saw the ad and rebutted with, let's go to Dueler's Alley. Somebody's going to die. We should all keep in mind that this stupid argument started over an actress. Yeah, kind of dumb. So they came down, back to back, took their 10 paces away from each other. They turned. Doc points his gun in the air, shoots his 1 bullet from his flintlock. He only has 1 bullet because that's the way dueling works, right? He didn't want to kill his friend. He just needed the courage to show up to the fight, which is often what happens at a duel. However, Ralph
So
still
he
has...
just went-
Yep, just proving his point. They didn't want to kill him. But Ralph has his 1 bullet still. He puts it in the kneecap on the doctor. Doc didn't die either. He fell to the ground. His friends picked him up, took him home to 59 Church Street, where he died 10 days later, November 2nd of 1786, after refusing medical treatment. Let me point out 2 things. It's 1786. Gunshot wounds were different back then than what we know of them now. He probably just thought he had lead poisoning, and he's a doctor, so he probably just tried to bleed it out himself. But obviously he failed, because he died. Now, every ghost tour will tell you, listen for the whistles while you're here. No matter what time of day you're here, or day of the week, or what month that you're here, it is usually this quiet. Just so you know, kind of eerie. It is very easy to be able to find whistles down here if you're using your voice recorders from your phone, simply because all the locals know this damn story. If you're going to walk through here with your phone recorders all the way through, keep in mind you have a couple coming through. Can you lower your camera for me? Yeah, just kind of grab it by that top handle, and then just kind of lower it at your side. Perfect. Sorry, not to tell a grown man how to hold a camera. Just gonna get the point. People get really weirded out. But anyway, every local that walks up and down Cumberland or Queen Street, we all throw a whistle down the alley. I'm included, especially since I got thrown out of here. They're not here yet. But let's kind of talk about how I got thrown out. That's the fun part of the story. This alley didn't go all the way through the way we came in. There used to be a wall up there. And that wall was up there because this used to be called Cow Alley. This is where they kept the livestock for the city of Charleston. guys picked the perfect alley for this time of night.
It's spooky.
So, with this being called Cow Alley, this is where they kept livestock, where the cows, goats, and chickens were all being held. So that means that the bricks down on the other side, kind of like where you guys were on out of the tour, those bricks are older than the ones you're standing on. They're sun-dried bricks, slave children. Full handprint from a slave child down there and fingerprint swipes and others. And I used to take my groups all the way through here to show them that handprint for a history lesson. You guys already know how I feel about graves and cemeteries. That's the last place you're going to find that kid that made that handprint. He's not there. November 26th of 2020, I took my entire group down there and they're all huddled around that one brick waiting for something to happen with the gear I handed out. I know nothing's going to happen. I'm trying to shoo them along because we're also outside the dining room window of the beautiful mansion at the end of the alley. I'm trying to be respectful, not realizing I was out of bounds with tours. I was still new at this. We're going to let this group pass. Yeah, Saturday nights, like you got to be here in July where it gets constant. There's like 10 interruptions. How you doing, guys?
Hello.
Hello.
Everybody. So, anyway, the new owner of that mansion came out. He was pissed. He was screaming. My daughter thought it was hysterical because she was on tour that night and her dad's getting yelled at. She was all about it. I know, right? So the next day was Thanksgiving. I don't tour on Thanksgiving because I worked in upper management for Walmart for over 10 years, and you guys like to fight over towels on Thanksgiving, and you scarred me for life. I will never work another Thanksgiving for the rest of my days. The next day was the 28th. I called my partner that I had at the time because I was partnered up with somebody, and I told him what happened with the neighbor. He laughed at me just like my daughter did, and he said, dude, you're only allowed to go down halfway. That's the cutoff point for tours that time of night. You got to reroute your group. I'm like, well, damn, I don't know what to do. So that night, I told my team, I don't believe in the next story because I've never had anything happen over there with my gear, and I'm into vampires. I'm not a pirate person. We're about to discuss pirates in case you guys didn't pick up on that. Before we left, somebody with a spirit box heard the name Anne, and I didn't tell them which pirate we were going to be investigating. The famous female pirate, Anne Bonny. How you doing, guys? So, when I took them up and around the corner and I told them what little bit I did know about pirates, which wasn't much, remember it's only a few hours to do some research, somebody else heard the number 300. I didn't know what that one meant. I wrote it down. I do the research. We were there November 28th of 2020. Anne Bonny's trial for piracy was November 28th of 1720. We were there on the exact 300th anniversary of her pirate trial. You guys are giving me the wows. I was actually pissed off. Let me explain. I have a master's degree in creative writing, which means I can write fiction and nonfiction and do a lot of research. When I'm doing research on anything, I need facts and data. Pirate stories come from pirate lore, which was written 100 years after the golden age of piracy, the days of Blackbeard. That's a problem, because when you guys find stuff, that means I have to read more books to validate it. I've read more books on pirates than I ever wanted to in my entire life. I'm just going to put that out there. I played video games based on pirates. I watch a lot of documentaries on pirates. You guys get the point. Now, where we're going, it's a 50-50 roll of the dice if she'll be there. Remember, we're going to get bleed over from Dr. Ladd over there. We're going across the street. We're going to go up and
Dr. Ladd?
Yes. So it is a very kick-ass story, but remember that everything I tell you about Anne Bonny came from the minimum of 2 resources. How you doing? We'll see if she's actually there, but hopefully we get some things about Dr. Ladd over there. We will be able to spread out like what we did back at the Pinkley Mansion site. We will stay out of the way of the other tours because they do like to go and talk about the Powder Magazine in a much different light than what we are going to be looking at the Powder Magazine as. So any other major things that were heard or seen before we leave the space and go talk about rated R pirates? Nobody got my dad joke. That means I need to. No, I need to take it up a level higher now.
We got distracted.
If the letter R is not a pirate's favorite letter, then what is it? Nobody got this? It must be the C. Let's go talk pirates. Turn that thing on.
We're not very smart.
Turn off the recording or...
I've definitely been here before. I remember the castles.
Renee, anything?
Mm-mm.
Okay. And
Rich.
Rich. Julie, word list?
5 lay. Make good.
It says 5 and then lay after it.
Yeah.
It's only funny because we do get a lot of sexual terms here, based on the story I'm about to tell you. So I'm looking at that as like 5 lay. You know, you guys getting the point on this, I hope. And the innuendo is in lie, right?
Gross.
We do get a lot of sexual terms here. Wow. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, she's already on it. She knows we're here. EMF, just so you know, Julia, this is really interesting. The fact that I have 2 Julies here and you guys came together. But anyway, it's just super interesting to me.
I married her first. He was second.
Yeah.
Well, what's the relationship between the 2 of you?
Roommates in college.
Okay, fair enough. EMF in here is usually non-existent. If you get a 2.5, I'm stoked. Like, I'm super excited.
I've had nothing.
Now,
Really?
Nothing.
it's normally flat zeros.
Why?
Oh, I just got a 12.5.
I've seen that. It just flashed real quick.
It did.
Uh-huh. So, again, I can't make this stuff up. You didn't turn it like super quick either. Like, it would
I
pick
mean, I
up the
kind
energy
of went
from
like
you.
this,
Yeah.
but
So, I mean, if you move it, like, if you like jerk it, it's going to pick up the energy that you're moving.
22 when I did it.
Right.
Okay.
So,
Sounds
could it have
like
been from there?
It could have
Possibly.
been, yeah.
Now, the closer you get to the bushes over there, we do have 2 lowered transformers over there and parking meters on the other side. You're probably going to get like a 6 to an 8, somewhere in that bracket. So just kind of keep that in mind wherever we're investigating. So, yeah, we'll keep the cameras on whatever you guys want to do with them until we, spread out. So this place, everybody comes here to talk about the gunpowder magazine. It's a museum now. It's served in 7 different wars. We don't need to get into all.
Cannons out front.
Yeah. But we're here because you guys see the crosses on the side of that? Yep. Those are not crosses. Those are earthquake bolts. So, Miss California, you should know what those are, right? Here's the funny thing. Those earthquake bolts, if you don't know what they are, they're turnbuckles. Okay, so they look like that just like on the other side, and if we have another earthquake, like what we did in 1886, which we have not, by the way, you could turn the turnbuckles, and it's supposed to tighten the building so it doesn't incur any further damage. It's a great idea, but that technology is old, and it doesn't work. Okay, there's a reason why we've accelerated way past that, am I correct? So, with
Yeah,
that...
I just put in a deck and we put in like 9-foot concrete pylons into the dirt. So.
Yeah, I hear all kinds of things that you
Yeah.
guys do out there, because I do see a lot of Californians in the summertime, believe it or not. But we're here simply because those are the first set of earthquake bolts that Charleston ever put in. Again, they're very crude. If you look at the apartment building, the brick building behind it, it also has earthquake bolts on every single floor, and they're on all 4 sides, which means they crisscross like an X underneath the floorboards or in between the ceiling and floorboards, however you want to look at it. It's very interesting that it doesn't work, but yet it's on a lot of our more modern buildings, like after 1900. But those first ones are there because, and it's part of the reason why we're here, that's the oldest government building in South Carolina. It was finished in 1713. We're here simply because that building was being constructed at the same time and Bonnie was coming here to start her new life. This is what I call a familiar. Seems like a lot of you watch the TV shows and YouTubers, you've seen that Boo Buddy that they use, right? It's the teddy bear with the little blinky light K2 meter in there to try to attract the child ghost to come out and play with them, right? They do that because the child would recognize the bear as a toy. Think of that concept with the building. We don't have many buildings this old. So the hope here is that she's here at the same time we are. Okay, so kind of keep that in mind, where I like to bleed over from Dr. Ladd over here as well. Now, the building was finished in 1713. It took 10 years to build. Does that sound like our government? Small building, 10 years? Anybody here work for the government that I just pissed off? Apparently it wasn't Chris, because he's chuckling over there. I usually piss off somebody once a week about my government jokes, but our history begins right in the middle of its construction. I'm going to speed through this as quickly as possible because you guys are so eager to get back to work, but I will slow down on the twists. We're talking about a female pirate. There's going to be some twists, and I've already told you it's very sexual. So let's get into it, right? 1708, young lady moves here from Ireland. Her name is Anne Cormac. She comes here with her father and his mistress. The mistress is Anne's mother. Is everybody with me so far? Anybody not with me? Cool.
Okay, so where's the mother?
3 of them are running away from her father's angry wife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she's not the mother, she's just the wife. The mother is the mistress.
Okay.
Okay, so imagine how pissed off that woman was that she kicked them out of the country with no airplanes. Yeah, they landed here in Georgetown. That's between us and Myrtle Beach, about 90 minutes north of here. So Dad bought a plantation up there in Georgetown, and Mom died pretty quickly. That means Dad is now sending young Anne down here to Charlestown to sell things from that plantation to keep things afloat. Hence the familiar building. Now, Anne, back home in Ireland, was said to be a badass even when she was a little girl. They say when she was only 7, 8, 9 years old, remember it's pirate lore that nothing is exact, and you all caught up on something. And they say she killed a servant with a knife to the belly when she was only 7 or 8 or 9 years old. I'm just giving you the mentality of this young lady as we move through her story. Now, fast forward. The building finished in 1713. Pirates are coming through town in 1715. Anne is stoked. Reason why, she's going to fall in love with one of these guys so she can earn her freedom, just like a man. It's a man's world during these times. The first guy she fell in love with, and I say first slowly because there's a handful, as we've already kind of pointed out with our 5 lay on the word device. There's a handful, and we're going to go through them all. Then the first guy she fell in love with is James Bonney. You already see where this one's going because I've already told you her pirate name. Obviously, Dad didn't approve. Oh my God. Dad didn't approve because he's a filthy pirate. They ran away to Jamaica. They got married, and Cormac became Anne Bonny. That's where the pirate name came from. Now, when they get down there, she realizes her new husband is not the Captain Jack Sparrow that she was hoping for. This guy turns out to be a privateer. That makes him a spy for the British and a coward. This isn't who she wants. She falls in love again. Guy number 2. I'll keep track for you. Now, this guy's named John Rackham, but everybody calls him Calico Jack. This is the guy they based your Johnny Depp character off of, in case you were wondering.
Oh.
Calico Jack has his own ship. He has his own crew.